Welcome, everybody. We are so glad that you've joined us today, either live or if you're watching the recording. Thank you so much for being here. Today's topic is five-star Google reviews, how to ask, receive, and leverage into more five-star reviews. You'll see the email that Mike sends out to request a review, the review itself, and how Mike inserted the review into a sample marketing piece. Plus, he's going to share how to respond to a bad review and what to do if your Google review disappears. So, welcome to RAMS Agents Talk Real Estate, the training series for real estate agents, brokers, and realtors. My name is Angela Newman, and I'm honored to introduce today's speaker, Mike Cerrone. Mike is a 30-year industry veteran. He's worn many hats, including newbie, solo agent, team leader, manager, and independent broker. Mike's best year in production, he listed 21 homes in 30 days. He had 9 closings in one day, sold 113 homes in 1 year, listed 21 homes in 30 days, and he was also ranked in the top 300 salespeople in the nation by NAR magazine. And for the last decade, Mike ran Mastermind Agent, which a lot of you probably have known him from over the years. And he's helped 35,000 agents grow their production by sharing the best practices of the top agents through daily emails, 220 podcast interviews, 15 online summits, and 6 video training courses. So Mike is happily married to Kim, has 4 adult children, 2 grandchildren, and a Chesapeake Bay Retriever named Falcor. So now for the show, please mute yourself until the end and ask any questions. You can go ahead and put those in the chat, and then we'll have a formal Q&A at the end of the talk. So let's hear a great big welcome for Mike Cerrone.
Thank you, Angela. Wow, thank you everybody for being here. I'm real excited to share this information with you. So let me just give you a quick background. So as you know, I've been doing this now for 33 years, kind of crazy. I was active for 17 years, and then kind of retired early. And then recently, in the last couple of years, I've been kind of dipping my toe back into real estate, and I'm trying to share some of those experiences. So one of the things I noticed a lot of the top agents were doing when I was interviewing them was that they like to get reviews because nothing sells better than a testimonial. And that's true in all marketing across all industries, and definitely true for us. Everybody loves a testimonial, a review. They like to see what others think about you. And in fact, they're going to put more stock in that than anything that you can say. So it's really valuable for your business for you to ask your people for reviews. And I'm going to show you how I did that with one of my clients and how we were able to move forward. So let me do that right now. I'm going to try to zoom through this pretty quickly for you. And let me share my screen. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to show you first the email that I got. And so, Angela, can you see my screen? Thank you. Okay, and so let me hide this so it doesn't get in our way. All right, so I sent over an email. I'm using Gmail. And the headline of the email was "Good job." By the way, this is during the transaction. I helped a seller sell a property. It went pretty quickly. And a lot of people like to wait till after the transaction closes to ask for a review. This is actually one day before the closing. So everybody's happy. We're moving towards a closing. And the top agents had told me, ask for your review when everybody's happy. So here's what happens. I sent an email and it just said, hey, good job. And then my client's name is Deidre. And I said, hey, do you think that I've done a good job for you and your family? And that was it. Just a simple little question. And she replied back and she said, Mike, yes, you did a great job. Thanks. Okay. So now I've got an opening. I know I'm not going to ask somebody for a review that's not happy. And so now we go on. And the next statement I made was great. I said, cool. That makes me really happy. would you be willing to give me a 5-star review on Google and say a few words about my service and how it's helped your family? And I gave the link to go over to my Google page to leave the review. And if you don't have one, you can get that for free. If you have a Google account, what that means is you have a Gmail. You can go over there and just type in Google Business Profile, and I'll show you a little more on that in a minute. But Google Business Profile, and then from there you can get a link that you can send to anybody and ask them for a review. And so that's what this link is here. Okay. So I sent that over, and she replied back, and she said, "Mike, absolutely, as soon as I'm done at work." I said, "Awesome, thank you." Okay. And then I followed up after she gave me the review, and I said, "Deidre, wow, thank you for such a wonderful review. It brought tears to my eyes. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and David. Um, I admire your strength and perseverance." And then she replied, "Thank you. That means a lot." Okay, so that's my email thread. And what I want you to get out of this is this top part, which is when you feel that you've done a good job for your client, ask them for the review. It doesn't have to be after the closing. So this one again was the day before closing. And here was the sentence I used, one simple sentence. Hey, Deidre, hi, do you think that I've done a great job for you and your family? That's it. So if you want to copy anything, that's what you should copy. Pretty simple. One sentence. Just get the conversation started. Hi, do you think I've done a great job for you and your family? And if they reply positively, then the next thing you might want to copy is this part right here, which says, "Cool, it makes me happy." And then you make the request, "Would you be willing to give me a 5-star review on Google and say a few words about my service and how it's helped your family?" Notice I'm asking for a 5-star review, and I'm asking for her thoughts, her comments, without giving too much direction. I'm keeping it very simple. And so if you want to do a screenshot, I can do it right. Well, I think I can get it all on one page. Right there. All right, there could be a screenshot for you if you want to do a screenshot to copy for your records. And again, the primary is this first question. You want to make sure you get that. And the second question is right here that you want to make sure you have with your link. Okay, those are the two pieces of information you want if you want to follow this process. All right, cool. So I'll give everybody just another 30 seconds to take a screenshot, and then I'm going to move on. I'm going to get a sip of water. All right, so let me show you the review that she sent over to me. And so that's over here on my business profile page. And so far, I've got 3 reviews. I've got 2 great ones and 1 bad one. And I'm going to come back and talk about that bad one in a second and show you what to do if you get a bad one. All right, but I've got this good one here. This is the one we were just talking about with Deidre. So this just closed, a couple of weeks ago. And it keeps jumping around on me. There we go. All right, hopefully you can read that. But Deidre writes, "Hey, Mike, it's been an absolute godsend for me. Mike has been an absolute godsend for me in helping to sell my late father's home, my childhood home. His cool, quiet professionalism is only overshadowed by the tremendous size of his heart. A fantastic communicator at every turn. Mike worked diligently to help me navigate a difficult selling situation. Not only would I recommend him to anyone, I will recommend him to everyone." I couldn't have done it better myself. I couldn't have written anything that great, right? No matter how hard I would have tried. So I'm really grateful for that. And so I replied, and it's supposed to be good practice to reply back to these reviews when you get them. So I replied back, "Deidre, it was a pleasure helping you and your family. I'm honored that you entrusted me with the sale of your family home." Now, what I did next was I made a screenshot of this review. Okay. So I made a screenshot of just this piece of review. You could screenshot the whole screen and then cut it down. I just try to get it on the first shot. And once I got that screenshot, I put that in my records, and then I immediately went over and created a marketing piece that I could send out to my PCSOI, that's my past clients and sphere of influence, my friends, family, and past clients. I also am now using this in my marketing to other people that I'm asking if they want to sell their property. All right, so let me show you what that postcard looks like. Here's that postcard. So at the closing, I took a picture of myself with Deidre so I could put it on this card. I asked her if I could get a picture, and she said, sure. So we went and stood on the wall and had the title rep take a picture. And in the card, I've got a picture of her property. I got a picture of her and I at the closing. I got what happened. Hey, sold for cash with 7 offers in 3 days. I've got her testimonial here, this review as big as possible. Also mentioned that people can read that review and others at this location. And then we have the contact information and the company. So this is a full-size postcard. In fact, well, I'm going to show you in just a second. Let me show you what's on the back first, and then I'll show you the physical version. And so this is what is on the back. Again, this goes out to my PCSOI. I'm just letting them know that we can help them buy, sell, refer, or inherit property. If they have inherited property, we can help them convert that into cash. And we let them know a little bit about what's going on and how they can contact us. This is PCSOI. So the most important thing is this picture to remind people who we are and that we're in real estate. And then this is super valuable because this is evidence of success. So I'm showing my people, hey, I'm still doing this. I'm still able to get your home sold if you would like. And let me do that. Hold on. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm hoping that you can see this. I just wanted to show you the size of the card. So it's 6 by 9. It's pretty good size card. Okay. In case anybody was wondering. It's pretty high quality. I'm sure a lot of printers can do this for you. In our company, we just happen to have an agreement with a company called Thanks.io, and they did those cards. I think they did a pretty good job. All right, I'm going to show you some more information. Let me get this set up. All right, so let's go into, I've got 2 other bonuses for you, and then we'll come back and open up for Q&A. So the thing I'd like to show you is on my reviews, I received a bad review. Hard to believe, but I did get a bad review. Let me show you what it is. So this guy, Talon, he did not like that I mailed him a piece of mail. And so instead of calling me up and letting me know that, he put a bad review on my Google reviews saying, send spam mail to my home unsolicited, and a 1-star review. And because I only have a few, that really dropped my average. The funny part, by the way, is my clients, these clients up here, noticed that after they wrote this, and they said, do you want us to go back in and write something about the fact that we responded to your mail? I said, no, that's all right. I appreciate that, though. But anyway, so this guy wrote a negative review, and that's fine. So then I had to think about what to do, and I decided to reply. And here's the reply I sent just inside of the Google system. Now, he sees this reply, and he could reply to it, but he didn't. So I said, hey, Talon, thank you for the feedback. I do send mail on behalf of my clients and my services. When your home failed to sell with another agent after 4 months on the market, I reached out to mail my offer of services, both a cash offer from our investors and an open market MLS solution. I did not hear back from you. I'm happy to remove anyone from our mailing list. All you had to do was call, text, email, or mail me with a request. I wish you the best of luck with the sale of your home. Okay, so basically what I'm doing there is I'm trying to turn lemons into lemonade. I'm trying to turn the fact that he gave me this negative review. A lot of people are going to go read a negative review. So you want to put a response in there. And in my response, as you probably have picked up, I mentioned that he had this situation that was tough, and that's why I had reached out. I had also offered him solutions, such as a cash offer, as well as an MLS solution. And I let him know, as well as everybody else, hey, if you receive some mail from me and you don't want any more mail, just let me know. I will happily take you off the list. no problem. Saves me a stamp. I love it. Um, and so that's how I replied to that. I also had my first review was also a 5-star review. This is from the prior year. And my client was very kind to give me a lot of data. In this case, gave a lot of stats about how we sold the property quickly and at a high price and got it sold. And so then again, I replied to it. Hey, Gino, it was a pleasure to work with you and your family. And just let him know that. So again, reply to each one. All right, I'm going to give you one final piece, and then we're going to open up for Q&A. I got this review a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, this is fantastic. I took a copy of it. I made a screenshot of it. This is Deidre's, this first one that we started with. I highly, 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 highly recommend you take a screenshot because what happened next totally shocked me. About 3-4 days later, it disappeared. My review disappeared. I could not pull it up on the screen. And I'm like, whoa, what is going on? So I waited a day, nothing happened. I reached out to Deidre. I said, hey, Deidre, your review disappeared. Did somehow you accidentally click a button or maybe remove it? She's like, no, I didn't do that. Nothing. I didn't do anything. Let me look. And she said, I can see it on my end. And I said, yeah, but I can't see it on mine. I'm not sure what's going on. So I looked into online and to Google. I typed in what the problem was, and there were other people that had this problem. A lot of other people that had the problem. One company had like 600 reviews, and in one day, 80 of them disappeared. 80 just gone. So apparently, Google has some AI system that they're testing, and the AI is trying to clear out anything they think is spam, but they're deleting all this or at least removing all this stuff that's legitimate. So in there, I discovered that if you have this problem, you can go and write it. You have to fill out a request form to have them review it and ask them to post it again. And so that's what I have here. You're going to go to Google Business. Oh, I can't highlight it, but Google Business Profile Help. You can see it up in the upper left corner. You'll get to this page. You have to be logged into your Google account or your Gmail account. If you have Gmail, you have a Google account. You get into this contact form, and okay, and then you can select, like you select the business that's having a problem. And for instance, we'll type in review missing, and if you type that in and say next, then what it does is it searches for those problems. And the first one is review missing because they've had a lot of them. And so you can click on that, that's what you want to do. You click a next step and you just start rolling down through the information they want to know. So you tell them what happened and the best you can remember of when it came in. If you made a copy of it, now you can say the name of the person. You can even say what the first couple of words were in the review, etc. And you just follow this form. I did that, and my review popped up about 2 days later. 2 days later, their review popped back into my view. I could see it again, even though I never received a comment from Google. Google never replied to me. They didn't send anything, but they must have taken action by me filling out this form. So I just want you to know that if you get some weird thing where one of your reviews disappears, this is a course of action you can try. All right. So again, just to review, we've got, hey, we sent out an email saying, hi, do you think I'm doing a good job for you and your family? If they respond positively, you say, hey, great. Would you be willing to give me a 5-star review on Google and say a few words about my services and how it's helped your family? You give them the link. That link will send them over to your Google review form to fill it out. Once they do, you should make a copy of it for your records, a screenshot. And then once you have that, you can put it into a marketing piece. Okay. You can put this online. You can put it into your social media. You can put it anywhere you want. You now control this thing. All right. But I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do the screenshot as soon as it comes in case it disappears. All right. So I'll open this up for any questions that people have. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. Or you can unmute yourself and let me know, hey, Draga, good to see you. That's awesome. Thank you everybody for being here. I'm so happy. All right, cool.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
Does only do only people who have Google Gmail account can put the Google review?
That's a good question, and I don't remember the answer. I remember looking that up, but I don't remember the answer. I think they do have to have a Google account, which is
Because
free,
one of my client told me I don't have a Gmail, so
and they
she
can get it for
couldn't.
free. But I
Hmm.
also thought I read somewhere they could host it even if they didn't have a Google account. So I'm not 100% on that.
Hmm.
Okay. Sam asked if there would be a replay, and the answer is yes. Yeah, well, I'm assuming as long as this recording records, there'll be a replay. Yeah, as long as it doesn't get messed up.
I have similar situation like you. I gave a good review for my colleague, the real estate agent, and it was passing 2, 3, 5 months. I even don't know. And he's contacted me and said, Draga, why did you remove your? Why are you angry with me? I said, are you kidding me? I even don't know how to remove if I wish. So I clarify with him, and I think he also got it back. But it was really unpleasant because I cannot prove that I didn't.
Yeah, it was very unpleasant. I agree. I was
Yes.
very frustrated. I probably spent a couple hours trying to figure out how to get it back, and that
Yeah.
seems unnecessary, right? I mean, why?
Thank
But
you for this information. This is really valuable in case it happens.
you betcha. Draga, good to see you. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
sure. By the way, guys, I finished RAMS course with with Mike, and I'm very, very happy. And even maybe I have to go back and redo some parts, but it's really valuable for everybody to use it.
Draga, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And it was wonderful having you as a student in the RAMS course. So thank you so much.
No, it was great value. I really got it because KV Core or now Bolt Trial, it's complicated. It's not easy to follow. And I have a lot of colleagues, they say, oh, we just keep it as a website. It's not enough. You have to use it. And you really put step by step and really guided us very well.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's an honor.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
I hope I'm recording this. Go back and look again. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
Um, so everybody, again, do you have any, and thank you, Draga. Do you have any questions for us for how to get reviews, Google reviews, or any other information? Anything that you would like us to chat about? We're here for you for a few more minutes. Either put your questions in chat or unmute yourself.
I do have a question that I just came up with, Mike, and that is, um, it, you had a terrific writer who gave you the review. I mean, your client knew the right way to word that, and I'm wondering if someone like if you ask them for a review, if there's any other prompting that you might give them to help them to say more than just 5 stars. He was great. You know, you kind of want them to say something about their experience, describe their experience.
So true. So true. And the more they describe, the better, the more authentic it is. You'll notice in the one that I have, there was a typo. I'm 100% okay with that. I print it with the typo. I'm not going to try to change it. I want it to be from them and in their voice, if at all possible. Let me show you something. It's a pretty good question. Um, Let me show these reviews. Excuse me. So with Deidre's, as you saw, no prompting other than the question I had asked. Talon, I did not prompt him to give me a negative review. So that just came naturally, and my understanding is they're there. By the way, just on that real quick with the top agents, they say it's actually really, really good if you have something other than all 5-star reviews, because if they're all 5 stars, people think it's made up. So, all right, I guess now I'm looking authentic. Gino, when he did his review, he didn't know what to say. And he said, hey, could you give me a couple of pointers on what to say? And so I gave him the outline of a couple things to talk about. He copied and pasted a lot of the outline and then added a couple of his thoughts to it. So that was an example of, to get to your point, if they don't know what to say, write it for them, or at least write an outline for them, or give them a couple of highlights of what happened during the transaction. I think if you read this, Gino's review, so he added, hey, Mike Cerrone, I'll go ahead and read this to try to get to this point. He said, hey, Mike Cerrone made this an amazing process as always. He's our realtor for life. Here are the highlights of our experience. I did not tell him to write that. He wrote that part. I gave him a couple of these bullet points, though. We sold as is in 3 days for 103% of asking price, 9 offers, and created a buyer bidding war, and then closed in 11 days and received 29% more in net proceeds than goals. That's because I'm kind of analytical, and I've given these kind of analytical numbers. But then he added the sentence at the end. I highly recommend Mike if you're looking for a true professional in the real estate field. Right. So there's an example of how I kind of prompted him with some information, and that kind of got him going. And he was able to add parts to the top and the bottom. And I did not expect to see it like this either. I didn't expect to see the bullet points. I thought maybe he would incorporate 1 or 2 of the ideas in. He just copied and pasted the bullet points. So that's awesome. I'll take it. Yeah, good question. I think a couple of the keys here is to ask whenever they're happy with you. By the way, the Gino one was after the closing. The Deidre one was before the closing. I've heard of people asking for the reviews at the time they list the property because they're very happy then. They're happy with you. I've heard of them asking after they put one under contract. That's a time usually they're very happy. Another time I've heard is after they work out an inspection that's been difficult. Once they get the inspection resolved, a lot of people will be willing to give you a review then because they're happy this thing's moving forward. Basically, if you sense your people are happy, it's probably a good time to ask for a review. Like we could have gone to the closing with Deidre. Everything went fine. But what if we went there and it turned out to be a 5-hour closing and it was a giant nightmare? And, they're probably not going to want to give me a great review. It had nothing to do with me.
Or they get just busy when they move in, they're busy and, not they don't want. I have so many clients, but have 22 reviews, but it was just, I was constantly asking but a lot, I asked for many more, but just they get busy. I understand.
Great point. Yeah, ask early because they'll go on with their life in another direction. I'm really fortunate with, I wanted to mention one other quick thing. I'm really fortunate in that Deidre, who we just closed a couple weeks ago, at the closing, I said, hey, thank you so much for the review. I really, really appreciate that. So I kept thanking her. I said, hey, do you mind if we take a picture that I can use for advertising of you and I here at the closing? And I'm going to put it in with the review to put out on some marketing. She said, sure. And so we posed for the picture. And afterwards I said, hey, I know this is a huge ask because, by the way, my client is very shy. She's very shy. And I said, hey, I know this is a big ask, but it would be really helpful if you could do a video interview with me and share on video your experience so that other people who are dealing with the same kind of thing could know that I can help them. Would you be okay with that? And she said, yeah, I can do that for you. And so I had asked at the closing, and then we talked about it for a couple of times through text after that, but it didn't come together. And then here's the wild part. She asked me yesterday by text, hey, are we going to do that video? I said, yeah, sure. So we just scheduled the video for tomorrow afternoon, where we're going to get on a Zoom call, and I'll ask her a couple of simple questions about her experience and get her review. We'll see how it goes. And with the video, you can, of course, edit. So that's nice. And I've told her that. I can edit it. I'll make you look great. I also told her I would send her the questions before, and I've already prepared them and sent them. They're just a couple simple questions. And so I'll let you know how that turns out. But I just wanted you to know that you can ask for a video testimonial as well. I was going to do a video at the closing. I was going to try that this time, but we started talking and the other side was talking, and this closing actually did expand beyond an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, mainly by talking. It was a cash closing. It was over in 20 minutes, but everybody was talking and talking. And so I decided to just kind of push that off to another time. But you could also do the video testimonial right there at the closing. Make sure you get a picture, and then make sure, if you can, get a video testimonial and you have it done. Thank you, Draga. All right, Draga said, hey, wants to check out that video. You bet. If that comes together, I'll let you know how it goes. And I'll show you at that. Maybe we'll do that as a future presentation. I can show you the questions I sent over to her. Again, super, super simple. Kim had a statement here. Thank you, Kim, about leaving Google reviews without Gmail email. And they said you do not need to have a Google account to do it. Oh, wait, but you do need a Google account. You can leave a Google review without a Gmail email address, but you do need a Google account. Well, I guess you basically need a Google account then, right? Because that's how you would get the email. Most people have a Google account because they got a Google email, a Gmail.
Yeah, Google account. Okay. I want to tell you that I am impressed with the postcard. Who came with the idea? You?
Yeah, I just drew that up. I'm very comfortable with mail and postcards. So
it's amazing. It's really big one and very, very clean, clear, very easy. Do you have, maybe I'm asking too much. Can we get the template?
Yeah, you know what I'll do? So I won't give you the template, but I definitely will put it up on the screen so you can copy the format. I just did this in Canva. And it's very simple to just take the pictures and throw them around. You're going to have a different size of this right here with the testimonial, depending on what size it is. You're going to have
it's very good
logo for your company. But I just threw this together.
And I'm wondering how to make this Google account. I mean, Google account. So if they have Google account,
if you have
Gmail, use Hotmail.
You have a Google account.
But how to make a Google account?
Well, I assume you would go into Google and type in how to get a Gmail. I would start with Gmail account because that's the same as a Google account. And there it says, to get a Gmail account, go to the Google account sign-in page or gmail.com and click create account. And then you can do it for personal use, which is what most people do. I think there's a charge if you have a business one. And then you enter your name, birthday, and unique username and create a strong password, and you're off to the races.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, they do try to make it easy to get you in there.
Thank you.
That's a great question, yeah. Angela, are there any other questions that I'm missing?
So Sam made a statement, if they don't have a Gmail account, he asks them to post the review on Yelp.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome. In talking to the top agents, almost all of them were basically saying how they had started putting reviews on Zillow, but because Zillow is being so controlling and not necessarily showing their reviews and other kinds of challenges they were having, they wanted more control over it. So they wanted to start doing it on Google, and most of them were starting to push everybody to Google and Google reviews. Although then I just explained how sometimes your review might disappear. That might change that answer, but that's what they had told me in the past. A good idea, though, to get a review anywhere you can get it posted, anywhere you can get it. And then just remember to take a snapshot of it, a picture somehow of that review so you can use it in your marketing.
We have a couple more questions. Sam asked, what kind of response did you get from the postcards?
Oh, it's a good question. The postcard just went out. I didn't get a response from my PCSOI on the postcard yet, other than right after we sent it out, I did receive a text from one of my past clients. It's a past client that I don't know that well because I had closed this thing a long time ago, 20, 25 years ago. They had reached out to me last year and we started talking. but I still haven't seen them in almost 25 years. So I just want you to know it's not like a family member. And she just texted me, was it yesterday or day before? She texted me a picture of her property tax bill. And she said, "This is ridiculous," right? And so I replied back and said, "Yeah, it's getting crazy high." I said two things. Number one, you can appeal that. And if you want to appeal your tax valuation, let me know. I'll get you some comps. And number two, I can't remember your age, but it's possible you might now be eligible for the senior exemption where there's a reduction in your property tax because of your age. And she said, "What's the rule there?" And in my area, it's if you're 65 years old or older, and you've been in the property for 10 years, then you can do it, but you have to apply for it. So I told her that, and she said, "Yeah, I want to apply for that. My husband just turned 65." And I said, "Great." And I looked it up, I got the link, and I sent it to her, the link for her to apply. So I'm pretty sure that came from the postcard, that interaction, because I just sent out the postcard, and then boom, I got the text from her, right? And on our card, it says you can call or text the number.
Great. And then we have another question. Can you put a review on several sites? And Mike, you kind of helped me with this because I was struggling. I was sending out 5 links and not getting a good response. So what do you recommend?
Yeah, that's a great question. I just in the general, so again, most of the things I follow are from other people. They taught me or I read about it from other marketers, did a lot of reading on direct response marketing. It's usually best to have one request. If you want somebody to take an action, just give them one question, yes or no. One question, yes or no. If you add 5 questions or multiple options, it confuses a lot of people, and a confused mind always says no. So my recommendation is just to send them to one place and try to get your reviews there, just that one location, in this case, Google Review. And then you can do an exception, like they don't have a Google account, and then you can maybe send them to somebody just said Yelp. I think it was Sam. So you could send them to another location. But my advice would be just to send them to one place. And by the way, if you have all your reviews in one place, it's more powerful, right? Because you're seeing all these people with the reviews. And then you can either use a computer program, a software that could put that Google review somewhere else. You know, sometimes you can embed it in your website as an example. There's services out there to do that. Or you can just do old-fashioned cut and paste like I was just showing you, and you can put it into your marketing the way you want. That's my advice there.
Mhm.
I usually, sorry.
Go ahead, John.
I usually, if I get Google review, I usually copy and paste into my website. That's it.
Absolutely. Now you're in control of it.
Yes.
Yeah, the key is you want to be in control of it. In the old days, before the technology and the internet and everything, I used to get letters, and I would use those letters in my marketing at the listing presentation.
Yes.
Right. In fact, old school, just the idea, the power of testimonials. An old school realtor that I had heard one of these messages from, this idea. He experimented. He had received all these letters of testimonial. He went to a listing presentation, and that was his listing presentation. He just brought the box, and he started bringing them out of the box and laying them down on the desk and saying, "Okay, I got this one, I got this one, I got this one, I got this one," and had the people read a couple, and that was it. They hired him. I mean, so there's nothing more powerful than someone else singing your praises.
Great.
So Shane made the comment, Gail said, can you put a review on several sites? And you kind of answered that. So I think with like Zillow, the client has to put the review on it. You can't just take that review and put it on those type of sites, but you do have control over your website and other marketing pieces. And then Shane says, and AI will pick up more info from Google reviews versus Zillow.
That's a great point. That's a great point. It's all in their system, right? In their universe, and they're definitely more likely to promote it, and it's probably searchable as well, right? Yeah,
Right.
excellent
If
point.
somebody's looking you up, doing some research, probably the Google will come up first.
Yeah, if they type your name in and the word review, I bet that's what's going to pop up first.
And then Draga
Hey,
also
Mike, how
asked,
are you?
Oh,
oh, go
howdy.
ahead.
I heard somebody.
Yeah, this is Shane. How are
Oh,
you?
hey, Shane. How's it going, Shane?
Good, good,
Shane
good.
White is in the house. Wow.
Yes, sir. Hey, sorry I just hopped on late, but yeah, from what I
Oh, it looks like you froze, Shane.
hear,
Oh,
can you
you
hear me
kind of
now?
froze there for a minute, Shane, so we didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, so my understanding, and I'm not an expert, but my understanding is a lot of the Chat GPT and those websites are searching obviously the entire internet, but I think Google, they put a lot of emphasis on Google. So if you had to pick one, I think I would pick Google reviews right now. We had the same question years ago, like, do we go after Zillow and Google and all these different places, and what made the most sense? And like we went away from Zillow because of all the changes that they have currently going on and everything else. But I think Google will be a major player into not just chat if you're using that, but their own AI, because I think we will see a switch from people just going to Google or those and do searches and go to these chat bots and say, who's the best agent in Liberty Hill, Texas, right? For instance. And so that's where we're really trying to switch a lot of what we're doing to get the reviews where we think the chatbots will pick those up as well. So,
That's awesome, Shane. Thank you for sharing. And has that been working for you? Have you noticed any kind of uptick, or have you gotten
yeah,
any
I mean,
feedback from people?
we just started really pushing the Google reviews towards the end of last year. So I haven't really seen a big difference. But yeah, I mean, that was my goal this year, is to basically push as many reviews. We're shooting for 50 reviews on Google by the end of the year. And then to really see if we go in and search for the different towns that we look in, to really see what happens, as far as us coming up in the chats, in those chat GPTs.
I got a quick question for you, Shane. Are you going backwards in time and say reaching out to the people that gave you a review on Zillow 5 years ago and saying, "Hey, you gave me a review back then. I'm shifting gears over to Google reviews. Is there any chance that you could post your review there and maybe send them a copy of their review and just ask them to copy and paste it in?"
We actually haven't done that. That's a good idea. We're literally just going a few at a time through our database. So some of those people that may have given us reviews on Zillow would be the same, but that's a great idea to go back and hit the ones that we do have on Zillow.
Yeah, cool.
Just copy and paste it. If you would do that for us, take the review that you left us on Zillow and put it on Google. I mean, I think that's a great idea.
You could even have one of your admins help them out by you guys take a screenshot of it if you can copy and paste
Yeah.
it that way. But if not, you maybe have one of your assistants type it out for them. So all they have to do is copy and paste, and boom, it's their words,
Yeah.
and they just drop it in. You have that was a good idea. You just helped to stimulate a whole new idea. Yeah,
Yep.
nice work. Yeah, and Shane, where are you at?
So I'm in Liberty Hill, Texas, just outside of Austin. We cover the Austin Central Texas market.
So you would take some referrals from some people listening to
No,
right now, wouldn't
100% I would. Absolutely.
you? Awesome. Thanks for being there, Shane.
Yep.
All right, cool. Angela, we have more questions?
So, Draga had asked, do you send postcards to leads or geographical area?
I do. I do. Yep. And we just started to test that. We've done testimonials before. I like to, again, there's nothing more powerful than testimonial. In the old days, I just had the text, and that's what I would send out. Now we've got the text, and as in our example here, we also have the picture, right? We got their picture to make it a little more authentic. In fact, not only the picture, now we got the review that is a cut and paste review, so it looks more authentic. And it's in their words, all those advantages. If I had video, I would maybe send them a postcard with a link to listen to the video or a QR code that they could do that and then watch it on their phone maybe. So I might do that if Deidre gives me a video. Those are some ideas there, but 100%, I am currently adding in these testimonials on post. I'm a big person in postcards, so I'm adding them to postcards and sending them out to some of the people that I don't know, some of my prospects in different areas to help stimulate more interest. So again, that's how you leverage. How do you leverage this into another review, another client? Is by showing new people, hey, this is what I did for this gal. I can do this for you. Sure. Anything else there, Angela? How we doing?
Thank you.
Oh, you betcha.
So Sam just commented that he can confirm that AI will quote reviews that it finds almost anywhere. So yeah, there's all kinds of AI tools out there, and man, they are getting more and more powerful every day.
Cool. And thank you everybody for kicking in extra ideas. This is just awesome. I think Gail had asked a question. I'm just kind of looking down through the chat there. Sam, thank you so much. Draga, thank you so much. Zach was early on, and Clayton, thank you. I don't see any other questions, so I'll give everybody another 60 seconds if you have any follow-up questions, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Angela, did you have any questions for us as we're going through?
No, I think you did a really great job. So thank you, Mike.
You bet, Angela. And I saw Sam said, thanks. You bet, Sam. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Blake. Blake gave us a couple claps. Draga, thank you so much. All right, so let's go ahead and, Angela, go ahead and wrap it up.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. And you will be able to watch the replay on YouTube at RAMS Agents Talk Real Estate channel. And by the way, this presentation was sponsored by Agents at Epic Realty. And if you would like to learn more about us, you can go back to the person that invited you to this meeting. Be sure to watch out for the next RAMS Agent Talk Real Estate presentation. And Mike, what is the YouTube channel URL? I didn't have that.
I believe the channel name is Rams Agents Talk Real Estate. Rams Agents Talk Real Estate. So if you type that into Google, you'll get right there.
Yeah, so you can go look that up. That's where we put all of our past recordings and where we will put up our future ones. But being here live is great because you get to ask those questions live. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a fantastic and productive rest of your day.
Thank you.